I'm going to be playing some Minetest. Now, I've done a couple of broadcasts, but they were really more testing wise. This one shall be a bit more structured. Well, I say structured, I have no actual script per se, but I think what I might do is, as soon as the light comes back, take everyone on a tour of the building that I've built so far, which is my house. Also, it's my mine head, and there is a giant tree and a small village that's spawned round the back, so there's plenty to have a look at for one video. Uh, Special thanks to my dog for making me have to shift out of the way. Lay down, boy. Right, he's trying to drown me by the looks of things. Right, so I'm not quite sure where I am. I think it might belong to me. This little sliver of light on the as yet unloaded chunks. Or is that just nothing? Some sort of error with a shader. We just don't know. Let's see what this building. Oh, I know where I am now. Okay. Or do I? Trouble is, it's night time and it is very dark. I think perhaps I could turn the brightness settings up on my screen, but I'm not really sure at the moment where I am. There is a teleport command which I might end up using. In fact, I think I will, because it's not very interesting at the moment. It's just me marching around in the dark. Right, so issue that command and we end up in a safe place. Alright, well, you saw from all the loaded stuff over there where I was going. Completely the wrong way. There's that house we saw a minute ago. And the sun's coming up. So this is my Meescon railway track. It's on a big bridge that links one side of this massive lake to the other. Now, I did undergo a hacking attack because I hadn't set up my previous account on this server properly with a password. I think I mentioned it in another thing. But as a result, some of these are owned by Mike. I will be logging on, digging those out and replacing them with Mikeim ones, which is very close to Omikimo name-wise. I think I prefer Omikimo, but what I had to do was go around as Mike, so stop someone else who had hacked in from going around as me. He was messing up bits of my house. Yeah, had to log in as Mike, change all these protection blocks, which is what these do. If I punch one, you'll see a force field around it. That's the amount of area they protect. And this is 6x6 square from the center point. So yeah, he was doing that, so I had to go around, dig up all my protection blocks, which, as you can probably imagine by the area that this sort of thing takes up, were a lot of blocks. And then yeah, I've had to slowly replace them with ones for this account, which is protected by a password, so that no one could wreck my house again. And every time I see that guy playing on the account Mike, I just chase him relentlessly with a sword and kill him at every opportunity. So this is my front door, and the Meascon railway thing. That did have some move stones on it. I will be replacing. The guy who hacked me stole those. So this house at the moment is in a state where it's been through a bit of a battle and it's been repaired. So there might be some imperfections. And that's alright. We'll be able to go around and correct them as we go. Yeah, so this is my front door to the main stairway. Now it was just a cliff, this place. It was literally where that cliff line is, that was all it was. Literally flat. So, not figuratively literally either, proper literally. And this is my storeroom stroke bedroom. All my lock chests full of goodies. You can see some of those. There you go. I've got some things. I've got a fair few things. Another floor. I'm not quite sure how many floors this building's got. So that's what, 1, 2. But then do you count the miners' floors? There are definitely flattened areas down there. So is this a floor, or is this just something else? Anyone who knows anything about architecture might like to perhaps tell me what classifies something as a floor, or if there even is such a description. So there's a door to outside, and this is like a castellated balcony. I think I'm going to turn it into a big room at some point. There's a stairway that goes down to the lower level where we just were. So there's all sorts of access about. But this place is got many steel doors that can be closed. Not foolproof way of stopping people getting in. They can dig their way in before the protection blocks replace the blocks. But now this is something that I've been working on lately. This is my giant tree, waiting for chunks to load in and fall off. And this is a giant tree. We can go inside. As you can see, there's some stairs made of leaves and branches that go all the way up to the top. And there's even the start of a floor up there. We have a few leaves so we can carry on with that as it goes. Place a few while we've got them. Good thing about leaves is they're very easy to muck about with. But they will disappear if you don't have them connected to tree trunks. I suppose that's realistic in a sense. Well, we've run out. It does allow us to get to that wonky one, or does it? Nope, that was foolish. Good thing I got all them apples. Apples give half a health each, or half a heart, however you want to term it. They give half of one of them. So let's continue up the top. And you can come and visit all this stuff if you just download the game and come and play on the Click public server. If you do, please don't wreck anything. I know there are a lot of people who want to be griefers out there. I can't understand the mentality. This is, I thought, a creative game, not a destructive game, but I suppose creation and destruction go hand in hand. If you do come and do griefing, I will kill you relentlessly. I have a revenge list, which if we see anyone who's on the revenge list, I might just go and kill them for your viewing pleasure. I'm sure they won't mind, seeing as they've probably killed me at one point in order to get on that revenge list. And they didn't seem to mind then. So, there is a bridge that runs to the tree. Maybe I should enter the house through the bridge, just to show it off. So it's actually the bridge I was aided in the completion by Drake for You Girl, who finished most of it. I laid out the basic pattern and she continued it from the house to the tree, and I think it's functional. It needs a bit of decoration. The whole castle does, really. So if you do want to get involved, you can come along and we can start pimping out this castle. That would be very welcome. So there's there's the tower up here. This is the last real part of the building to see. Yep, this is the tower. As you can see, we can see all down there. Let's see if that bit will load in. No, it won't. Stubborn like that sometimes. This is the furthest up we go. This is the very top. The furthest up we got so far, and as you can see, it's a little bit messy up here. Now this is where I intend to build a giant, great big skull, you see, and have a branch from the giant tree going into the back of the skull, where the neck would normally connect. So it will look like, well, it'll look like a skull on the branch of a tree, which I've personally never seen before. It's very hard to be original, so I'm sure someone else has. Yeah, that's the story so far. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little introduction to Minetest. We haven't really covered anything apart from some stuff that I've built. But in the future, you can always ask me how to do things, and if I don't know, I can find out, and then I can post up. So yeah, I think that's a good place to end. Goodbye.